What's up guys, Jake here. Welcome back to the channel. So today I got a little bit of a story time and you're gonna want to hang out until the end of this video because this is probably gonna be the best YouTube series that has hit this channel so far. We're about to kick off. So a little story time here. So I was born late 90s. My dad got into bees and I think it was 90, somewhere like 98. Anyway, he ended up buying the company that we have now, buying out a guy in 1999. So 1999 was the official start of Mor Honey Farm. My dad was never a hobby beekeeper. He was never a sideline beekeeper. He quit his job and went and got a loan and bought out a bankrupt beekeeper in 1999. So crazy jump. He only had a couple years under his belt keeping bees commercially. We've never been hobby or sideline people. So he started doing that in 99. He ended up buying a truck that was a Kenworth cab over in 1977 that was stretched, had a flatbed on it, and that is what he used for a few years. And I was very young, so my recollection of this is the small amount that I remember and what he's told me, and then like pictures and stuff that I've seen. So this is my piece together account. But anyway, he used this truck. This truck, its entire life, was a bee truck. He bought it from another beekeeper that bought it brand new, and he ran this truck. And my dad ran the migratory. He ran Texas to North Dakota, and every summer he would go take bees himself to North Dakota. He had his own spots in North Dakota. They would pick up the extraction equipment, take it to North Dakota, rented out an old school, and they would extract honey in North Dakota. Crazy. My dad worked very hard in the beginning years of Mor Honey Farm. So he'd drive this truck. This truck was a 10-wheeler. He would haul bees up and spend several weeks in North Dakota and then come back home. It was growing up, you know, there was extended periods where he would go work in North Dakota, and so it wasn't like the best, not, you know, dad not being around for several months, but he was working very hard for his family. So in 2005, he was up in North Dakota. He was just around Devil's Lake part of North Dakota, and got hit by a drunk driver and spun the truck around. My dad, the drunk driver, was driving kind of at a side road towards him. I'll flash a picture of where the accident happened right here. So the driver was driving towards him coming from a campground, and my dad was driving south down the highway and saw the guy coming, swerved to avoid him. The guy ended up clipping his rear axles and sent the truck out of control from the combination of the swerving and the impact. This is what's been determined by accident investigators, because my dad, his memory is very limited on this whole experience. Ended up flipping the truck. DPS says it flipped over long ways. I'll show a picture of the truck here. Truck was destroyed. My dad got thrown from the truck. We don't know if he wasn't wearing a seatbelt or if he slipped out of the seatbelt or if the seatbelt broke. We don't know any of that. Never will. But he was ejected from the truck, which ultimately we think is what saved his life. He landed in some soft ground, some wet ground, in the ditch, pretty far away from the truck, and laid there. The drunk driver walked away from the incident, left the scene. The only reason that my dad was found was a nurse was on the way to work, which is literally the Lord watching over him. He was not meant to die that day. Put him in a coma for several weeks, multiple broken bones, multiple fractures, brain damage, a lot of stuff. It is a miracle that he is here today, and he ended up having to be in the hospital in North Dakota. My sister and I were staying with friends and family for several weeks. I don't really recall exactly how long it was, but the accident was July 4th, 2005, and my dad did not make it back home to Houston with my mom until shortly before school started. So somewhere around mid-August is when he finally came home. A lot of things business-wise came from that. Not only were we down a truck, the bees and the people that were supposed to take care of the bees for my dad or had offered, that did not end very well. I'm not really sure on all the details, nor do I care. So my mom was left with trying to figure things out on her own. I was not old enough to really know what was going on. It's a miracle he's alive today. I don't want this to be too long-winded, but you've seen pictures of the truck. You know when it happened. Here we are in 2023. Next year is 25 years of Mor Honey Farm, of my dad owning Mor Honey Farm. A lot has happened. We've grown a lot. We're very thankful and blessed to be where we are. It has not been an easy road at all. But end of last year, was like, I realized, hey, we're coming up on 25 years. I want to do something for my dad. My dad's a very hard guy to buy gifts for. He either thinks that stuff is unnecessary, impractical, or he thinks it's the best thing in the world and he goes and buys it for himself. So he's very difficult to buy gifts for. I'm like, what can I do? He's not going to appreciate like a party, or like that's not going to be enough. Like I got to find something that that's really going to, he's not an emotional guy. I'm like, I got to find something. Started thinking like, man, I know that 78 Kenworth was very special to him. I know he put a lot of work into it, repainting it, fixing the motor. I remember doing stuff with him on the motor just shortly before he left to go to North Dakota with it that year. And I begged him to go with him that year. Miracle that I did not. I thought to myself, like, it would be so cool if I could find a truck to replace that truck. And obviously, here we are many, many years later, and these trucks are a lot older. And I didn't want to buy a newer one. A lot of them are a piece of junk. So anyway, I set out basically this entire year, starting in probably February, March of this year. I joined every cab over group I could find on Facebook, like for sale, marketplace for sale. I'm like searching and putting myself in different locations in marketplace to try to find a cab over this specific model, specific motor. And months and months and months went by. I messaged probably 6, 7, 8 people on different trucks that I thought might be good options, and everyone ghosted me. And I'm over here like, okay, like I gotta understand that wasn't the truck for us. That wasn't the truck for us. So I've been searching and searching and searching for the right truck, and I found it. I wasn't sure how I was gonna pull it off without him knowing, because my thought was initially I'll go pick it up. But then I found one, and I found one that runs. I found one that drives. It can't pass inspection. It needs a lot of work, cosmetically and some, function stuff here and there. But I found one. I'm like, okay, message the guy. He responds. Great. That's a huge step in the right direction. That hasn't happened to me yet. The months that I've been searching for these things, no one's responded to me about them. So message the guy. He tells me all about it. We end up talking on the phone. Like, I want it. I want it. Figured out a price with him. I'm like, crap, I got to figure out how to get it here. And a couple of the guys that I reached out to some bee haulers. No one's really available. Reached out to some hotshot guys I know. No one has the license that you need to haul vehicles interstate. And anyway, I finally found a guy. And this guy, so today is Thursday. I paid for this thing Tuesday morning, and it was here Wednesday morning, yesterday morning. Obviously, you can tell I'm sitting in a cab over truck that's very old. You get a little sneak peek of it today. But what this next YouTube series is going to be is my dad and I building this truck. The next video, you'll see me surprise him with it. He had no idea at all. And it was the best thing. I don't think I've ever seen him react that way, and I think he's still kind of processing it. But so this series, you'll see us building this truck to be a bee hauler, 10-wheeler, and I could not be more excited. I think this is probably the best thing that money can buy, is this experience that we're about to have. We haven't done anything like this in a long time because we got to the point where it's like, well, let's just, buy working things and not things that need work, because our time has become more valuable. But this is something that's nostalgic. This is something that it's going to make a big memory, and I am so excited to share it with you guys. Basically, my hope with this is, one, I want to document the entire process for me to watch later, for my family to watch later. But I also want to bring you guys along for the ride, because this is it is a miracle that he's still here today. I probably wouldn't be in bees if he wasn't here today. So it's a big deal to me, and I hope that you guys can see that and experience that through the lens of our cameras as we document this process. So next video, not this video, but next video is going to be surprising my dad with this truck, his reaction, running the truck for the first time, and then a little tour of the truck. Nothing special. We're not going to get real busy on it yet. If you want to help me promote this video, smash that like button, comment below what you're most excited about seeing. And yeah, if you're new to the channel and you want to join us for the series, don't miss it. Go and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. You'll get a notification each time I post a video of this series. I'm very excited for this, if you can't tell. This is going to be fun. Thanks for watching, guys.